What's up, y'all? One Piece, One Life here, and guys, there's a lot of problems going on with the world. Seriously, I mean, I'm going through a lot as a person, but globally, I just feel like people are going through it. And you know, it's times like these that make me wonder, what would happen if we all had superpowers, or even just a select few people had superpowers? How could that make the world a better place? Now, I'm not gonna lie, it's not going to. Given what we know about the way that humans are now, with superpowers, I don't even want to think about what the world would look like. If anything, it would probably be very similar to either Invincible or The Boys. Capitalist, most people living in fear. Not to mention the people with powers being bad people. Like, how does that make any sense? But the reason I was thinking about that is because when I was thinking about this week's topic, I was thinking, what devil fruit would make life better? What devil fruit could you eat that could inherently make your life more bearable than it is? And I think I found a selection of devil fruits where if you eat these, you're almost guaranteed to have a better life than what you currently have now, in some manner. And I'm not talking about their application for fighting, because let's be real, the majority of us in this life, we're not fighting anybody. And if we are, we honestly have no reason to. So we're gonna look at this from the perspective of what if, you know, a regular Joe, any random schmuck on the side of the road, ate a devil fruit. And so with that, let's get into the top 15 devil fruits for real life use. But before we get into it, guys, please do me a favor, like the video, okay? Make sure that you're subscribing to the channel for more One Piece content just like this every week. We're still on track for Road to 200, let's get it. And share it around with all your friends who love the series or who just love anime or manga in general. Y'all know what we say. Let's get it going. Now, as honorable mentions, I'm going to give fruits that you need a specific skill set to be able to use. And the reason that these are as honorable mentions is because I wouldn't say that it would improve the livelihood of everyone who eats it, or anyone just as a base who would eat it. But there are certain people who could really benefit from certain abilities. We have things like Brooks Revive fruit given to somebody who they're working so much in this life that they're like, oh, you know what? It may take me 2 lifetimes in order to continue working on what I'm working on or do this discovery. Well, if you have this fruit, now you can. Or what about Boa Hancock's Love fruit? Granted, it'll only work if, you know, the person's already beautiful. I don't know. There's a lot of singers, pop stars. There's a lot of people who can make this stuff work. I feel like even Pika's Stone fruit would be good in this kind of category, because you're so rarely not around stone. It would be so easy to just, you know, assimilate into it, travel wherever you need. It's just an ease of life thing. Unless, of course, like you're on a ship or a deserted island or a beach or in the air. Okay, now that I'm thinking about it, maybe Pika's fruit isn't the best, but that's why it's in honorable mentions. So let's start with the top 15. Now, for this first one, I'm not gonna lie, I'll be cheating. Reason being that it is gonna be another group entry, and that is gonna be any Logia fruit. As we know, Logias are the fruits that make you literally into any element. Fire, ice, smoke, sand. A lot of people love Logias because of their offensive power and the way that they can be used. But personally, I really love just the versatility in it. Like being able to craft objects out of your element. Aokiji literally has an entire leg made of ice, and he's using it as a working prosthetic. But on top of that, you can't get damaged for the most part because of the intangibility. Because remember, this is just if you had a devil fruit. This isn't including like hockey and all that into the equation. So if you just had the power to become fire, like your body was literally made of flames, anybody tries to attack you, they'll just be attacking flames. Your body just reforms. Same thing with any other Logia. You're basically invincible, you know, unless somebody uses your elemental weakness against you. But who's gonna do that? Now in number 14, it's another group, but it's a group that I think is important to talk about. And that's gonna be fruits that allow you to do multiple things in one fruit, such that each of those things could reasonably be its own power. And to illustrate what I mean, I'll use some examples, starting with Doflamingo's string fruit, because he can use the sharpness of the strings themselves and the ability to generate string, a heating technique, the ability to control people, and the ability to repair damage. While I see how all of those things could reasonably be fit under string, that's a lot of powers. Same thing when you look at his warlord friend, Kuma's Pawpaw fruit. You got the ability to reflect attacks, push out intangibilities, and not to mention fast transport. For an even worse example, a more sinister example if you will, imagine if you ate the Hobby fruit. You'd actually become a menace to society, because let's just remember everything that the hobby fruit can do. Number 1, I touch you and you turn into a toy. That's already a downside for you. Number 2, when you turn into a toy, everybody who ever knew you forgets you exist. 3, when you become a toy, you're contractually obligated to work for me. And then 4, as an add-on, I don't age anymore. That's an insane amount of really strong powers to pack into one fruit. And obviously there's a big one that I'm leaving off because I think it warrants its own space in the top 5. Now, number 13, I promise this is going to be the last group listing, but this is going to be any fruit that gives you access to a pocket dimension. Because just think about how useful it would be to literally have your own pocket dimension. You can keep stuff in there and retrieve it at any time you want. It can be clothes, it can be, personal belongings, electronics, chargers, weapons, if that's what you're into. Oop, I'm going all the way to soccer, but I forgot my soccer cleats. No problem. I'll look in my pocket dimension because I know I have some in there. And there's a lot of fruits that offer these. You got Flamenco's pocket fruit, Brulee's mirror fruit. Blue Nose door fruit is basically an alternate universe alongside ours. You have Beiji's castle fruit, which literally allows you to have a house inside of yourself. And even a custom fruit that I made for one of the characters in my series, the void fruit, literally allowing you to have a void storage in a portal in space. But enough talking about fruits that don't exist. Let's talk about more fruits that do exist. Coming in at number 12, we have the gold fruit, eaten by Gil Tesoro. Now, there is a slight misconception with the way that the gold fruit works. No, you cannot generate gold out of nothing. You cannot just create an infinite vast amount of gold and say that, I just got all the money in the world. That's not how the fruit works. The gold fruit works a lot like Gaara's sand from Naruto. That is to say, you can't generate it yourself, but you can control ones that are pre-existing. And here's the thing, even if you can't create your own gold, being able to control any gold that you ever come into contact with, depending obviously on your circumstance, is incredibly useful. Like, imagine you walk past one jewelry store that has a lot of gold chains and gold rings and all that. You can break down that gold and then use it for yourself or even attract it to yourself. Nah, it's crazy. All you gotta do is go to one dress up event and you can take everybody's bling off of them. And then imagine reselling it because it's gonna be pure gold. So reselling pure gold, that's a get rich quick scheme. Do you wanna know what else is a get rich quick scheme? Using a giant brain of yours to create inventions so far into the future that people just have to give you the Nobel Peace Prize every year, because that's what you're gonna get if you eat Vegapunk's brain fruit. Now, to be fair, I do say that, but there is a slight misconception with that one as well. The brain fruit doesn't make you instantaneously smarter. The brain fruit allows your brain to have infinite storage so that you remember photographically and perfectly anything you've ever come into contact with, any piece of information. Now obviously, because Vegapunk was already a genius and then he ate that fruit, it was the combination of those two factors that led him to create all the things that he made in the One Piece world. But there are a lot of smart scientists in the current world today that would benefit off of this fruit. And even if not, even if I ate this fruit, I would love to have this fruit because I have a test coming up next week and I can't remember anything for it. Nah, because who asked me to major in environmental biology? Because who wouldn't benefit from always being able to remember everything? Your partner's birthday, your best friend's partner's name, schedules, especially if you have a hectic schedule that you need to, coordinate a lot of things for. I genuinely think that would be a good one. Genuinely though, I do think that this is where we start getting fruits that everyone could benefit from, no matter what your life situation is. Another really good one comes at number 11, because that's going to be Bon Clay's clone fruit. Now, in case you don't remember how the clone fruit works, basically, once I touch you with my right hand, your appearance is stored in my memory bank. If I touch myself with my right hand, I can choose to become you or anybody else in my storage and revert back to myself with my left hand. So basically, you have an auto disguise, perfect disguise at any moment. Just imagine what anybody could do if that power existed in real life. The ability to perfectly impersonate anybody, speech patterns, looks, whatever. Because I promise you, the clone fruit existing will take identity theft to the next level. Ooh, just thinking about it now, all the nefarious purposes I could use that fruit for. In fact, it's a good thing that doesn't exist. Because I promise you, I'm such a hater, I'll go around transforming into people's partners and sabotaging relationships. If you do me wrong, obviously. I'm also just now realizing that I said that was the 11th, but this was the 10th. Well, we in the top 10 now. And so in the top 10, let's get to number 9, which is going to be Kinemon's garb fruit. Wow, I hate that name. Basically, it's the clothing fruit. You know, just put a rock or leaf or something on your head. Boom. Instantly, whatever you want to wear, that you have that fit. Now, it is temporary, but wow, would it still be useful? Because like, think about it. One of the things that people love the most in this world is being fitted up. People always comment on if you're wearing a good fit and always judge if you're wearing a bad one. And I'm in college, so I especially know that that's true as of right now. And on top of that, not only do you get the compliments from other people saying that you look good and the confidence you get from just feeling good with a good fit, but you're also saving money, not having to go out and buy crazy fits or the most expensive things to put a fit together. Like literally, if I had this fruit, I could take any leaf outside, plunk it on my head, boom, wearing Gucci. I'll just have to be very careful what I take off because the whole fit could come apart very instantaneously. Now coming in at number 8, I'm gonna give it to Bartolomeo's barrier fruit. Wow, I still haven't learned to say that guy's name. Honestly, I think it would be so useful just for defense purposes. Like, imagine it. Literally, all you have to do is have a reaction time fast enough to do this. And that's it. Literally, you do this once and you're instantly guarded from anything. Ever. Like, you have no reason to fear anything. You can't get hurt. You being held at gunpoint, like robbery or being mugged? Boom. You in a fight and somebody trying to swing? Boom. And animals coming at you? Boom. And the best part is, it doesn't just block the oncoming attack, it reflects it back with, I believe, more power. So if somebody swings, not only is their swing getting blocked, but they're also basically breaking their arm. Genuinely, everybody would benefit from that. I can't think of a single person who would say that they don't want that fruit. And I can't think of a single person who wouldn't want number 7 either, because that's going to be Bonnie's age fruit. And keep in mind, I'm not even talking about the crazy applications she's been using by accessing alternate futures and realities and stuff like that. When I was thinking of this, I was thinking of it purely from just the actual manipulation of age. Imagine the versatility of this power and the different situations you could use it in. You're too young or too small to go on a certain ride or watch a certain movie? Age yourself up. You're feeling too old and you want to kind of regain your youth for a while? Age yourself down. If you hurt yourself bad, like on your knee or something hurts, rewind time to before you got hurt. You'll be good. As long as it's not something crazy like, you know, being amputated or where like your actual body parts are coming off. That can't help with it, I don't think. Wait, no, it cannot. We know this. But still, imagine being able to manipulate ages. Not only of yourself, but of others too. This is a crazy example, but imagine you're running away from somebody, like because you owe them something, whatever. If you age them up to be a grandpa, they're not running after you no more. And the more I say it, the more I realize that this is a very dangerous power to exist in real life because it can be used for many nefarious purposes. But hey, this is all hypothetical at the end of the day. Now, another good fruit that I imagine could not be used in a bad way is Bello Betty's Pum Pum fruit. Because remember, her power is literally teamwork, because One Piece is a shonen and she's using it to, you know, pump people up to fight, where they're actually gonna go and like fight in wars and stuff. But in the real world, imagine how productively this could be used. Whether you're in school or working or whatever you do, no one can deny that collaboration is a big part of the human experience. So being able to literally crank up people's collaboration to peak performance and everybody's working at, you know, what their optimal performance is, that would be amazing. And I mean, yes, okay, there are ways in which it could be bad with, like, you know, wars and stuff. Like if they're pumping up one side, the other side isn't getting that pump, obviously the side that gets the pump is gonna win, because the side effect of the pumping is also getting physically stronger and like your stats actually increasing. But again, we're gonna blanket term and say that people aren't out to just be devious. Now we're getting into what I believe are the top 5 devil fruits to have in real life. Starting out with number 5, Von Auger's Warp fruit. Because guys, this is instant teleportation. I can't lie, teleportation is the one power that if somebody were to ask me what I wanted to have, I'm personally going for teleportation because it's just useful. There's no way to argue that teleportation is not useful and amazing. Now, of course, there's different levels of teleportation. If it's teleportation anywhere, give it to me any day. I think that is by far the best power to have ever. Now, given that we don't know the extent of the Warp fruit, I'm not gonna say that it can just teleport you wherever. But what it can definitely do is teleport you at least to as far as you're able to see. And even that is still amazing because you just make multiple jumps if you need to. Like, you can fast travel if you need to. You can get out of a real sticky situation. And if you can teleport to anywhere that you've already been before, say goodbye to plane expenses and travel expenses forever. I guess not forever, you need to go there once. But once you've gone there once, just one time, say goodbye to it forever. The day that they create instant teleportation, trust me, I will be pooling all funds from every access I have to get it. Now, number 4, we're gonna go with the fruit that, if the Warp fruit is the first power I'd have, this has to be the second. And it's gonna be Marco's Phoenix fruit. Because here's the thing about the Phoenix fruit. Just having this one power immediately eliminates 2 of the most costly things that you could be paying for in your life: travel and healthcare. Travel because, you're literally becoming a phoenix. You can fly where you want. You are not restricted. And healthcare because you can literally heal yourself and others endlessly. Like, it's to the point where, like, you can get shot and you won't get hurt. Or even if you feel like something slight, you'll literally immediately start to rejuvenate. And then just imagine how freeing it would feel to, like, actually fly. Like, I know that you can teleport with some of the powers, you can do, like, straight teleport and you're already there. But just imagine, like, even if you just want to get away from it all and just take off, take a lap around the sky, around a city, and you just have the freedom to do that because you're a big bird. Not this big bird. And not this big bird either. It's weird enough that I had to mention multiple big birds in one video. But anyway, let's move on to number 3. And that has to be Best Girl Robin's Flower Fruit. Now, people who don't know One Piece are gonna hear the Flower Fruit and think it has something to do with creating flowers. No, it does not. Her power allows you to sprout any part of your body, any of your limbs, or any part of your body actually, on any surface, anywhere. And before people think that that's a bad power, you have to think about the versatility you can do with this fruit. Like, imagine laundry, folding laundry, putting things in the oven, kitchen work, having to do the dishes. All of that can be done in seconds and with no actual exertion on your own body. But it doesn't stop there. Imagine the use for eavesdropping and espionage, because you can create eyes anywhere, ears anywhere, listen or see whatever you want to. The possibilities of this are endless because you can also use them to literally form things like spider nets, wings. You can literally make clones of yourself. I don't think we're understanding. And we can only assume that this works exactly like shadow clone jutsu because that's what we've seen in the story, meaning that if you create even just 2 clones of yourself, you can get so much done throughout the day. And when the clones disperse, you'll still have those experiences. Now that I think about it, this may be the 3rd fruit that I want in real life. But even though this is number 3, we still have to talk about our runner-up, and that's going to be the Luck fruit, eaten by Baccarat. And in case you don't know what this is, it was in a non-canon film, so I don't blame you. The Luck fruit essentially allows you to be incredibly lucky. Like, lucky to the point where other people become unlucky because of it. Lucky to the point where you literally can do no wrong and nothing bad can happen to you. Like, literally, once the fruit power is activated, anything that you do, you're gonna have a return on it. So just imagine the applications in business. You want to make this decision, you want to start doing this, you want to invest in that, you know you're going to get a return because that's just the luck of it. Your luck, to be precise. Imagine gambling. You will make money from gambling. Any casinos will have to ban you from how much money you're making. They're going to think that you're cheating. Technically you are, but really you're not. That's just you. Because that's your power. Your power becomes a part of you. But even as alluring as the Luck fruit sounds, it stands no chance against our number 1. And that is gonna have to be, everyone knew it was coming, Law's Op fruit. This just had to be like the number 1 expected, because the Op fruit can literally do anything as long as it's inside that room. You need to silence somebody? Go ahead, you can do that. You need to swap the place of one thing in the room with another? Do that. You need to cut something up so finely that it's basically dismembered without the person getting hurt? Do that. And that's why I feel like people need to acknowledge that this is the fruit for real life, because no matter what your profession is, this fruit is going to help you in it. With that being said, if you're a doctor with this fruit, you may as well call yourself the richest man in the world already, because you'll be able to do literally impossible surgeries due to the nature of this fruit. Like, literally, if a poison is seeping into somebody, as long as they get to you in time, you just open up a room, dismember them, you can drain the poison, you can do whatever you want. And the best part is, the person feels no pain, no need for anesthesia. The only way that the person will be getting hurt is probably their bank account when they realize how much you'll have to be paid. But there we have it, guys. I believe that those are the top 15 fruits that you could have in our real life. I already told you what mine would be, but what power would you want to have in this kind of world? Keep in mind, this is the world that we currently live in, not some fantasy world where you can have any power. What power would you actually be benefited from, and why? I'm interested, so let me know all of that in the comments. Now that's gonna be all for me, guys, but before we go, like the video, subscribe to the channel for more One Piece content just like this, and share it around with all your friends who love this series. Remember, I'm trying to build a community, but I need your help to do it. Well, that's gonna be all for me. I'll catch y'all on the next one, and always remember, One Piece, one life. Why'd I do that? Wow, it feels good to do just another evergreen, fun kind of video, not any recap of some serious life-changing events that have happened in the One Piece world. Nah, because for real, I feel like the videos where I can just be creative and just go off on any kind of rant or any kind of thought process about how things would go, those are my favorite to do. So if there's any more kind of videos that you'd like to see me do, let me know about those in the comments as well.